in the heart of the lush kingdom of Indala, where rivers flowed like liquid silver under the starlight, a princess was born during a breathtaking celestial event. It was a rare eclipse, a moment when the moon seemed to swallow the sun whole. They named her Amirah, a child whispered of in prophecies. Her skin held the deep, rich sheen of midnight glass, and nestled just behind her ear was a glowing crescent mark, the sacred sign of Amirah, the goddess of the moon. The kingdom's elders would gather, their voices low, sharing the ancient prophecy. They said that when darkness and dawn finally met within her eyes, the very foundations of the world would tremble. For many years, Indala flourished under the wise and just rule of her mother, Queen Dahlia. Their prosperity was guarded by the Eclipse Stone, a sacred crystal believed to hold the delicate balance between light and shadow, ensuring harmony across the land. But as history often teaches us, peace can be a fragile thing. One day, strange ships appeared on the horizon, their sails stark against the blue sky. From across the vast sea came men with pale faces and hearts forged of cold iron. At first, they arrived bearing gifts, their smiles as bright and deceptive as polished gold. Soon, those gifts turned into demands, their voices growing sharper, their intentions less veiled. And then, finally, they brought chains. The fragile peace of Indala shattered. One tempestuous night, under a sky ripped open by lightning and thunder, the unthinkable happened. The sacred Eclipse Stone was stolen. A profound dimness fell over the kingdom. The once shimmering rivers began to twist and turn. Black, the crops withered in the fields. A cry of despair rose from the people, a desperate plea for salvation that echoed through the now gloomy valleys, faced with the devastation of her home. Amirah knew she couldn't stay. She fled into the sacred forest, a place of ancient trees and whispered secrets. Guided by a voice that felt older than time itself, her journey led her deep into the woods, to the moonlit ruins of Zabari, a forgotten city where the goddess Amirah was said to dwell. There, amidst crumbling stone and glowing fur, the goddess appeared before her form woven from starlight and swirling mist. Daughter of the eclipse, Amirah's voice was a soft whisper, yet it resonated with immense power. The light you are searching for is not in a stone. It is within you. To save your kingdom, you must embrace the very thing you fear. At that moment, something shifted within Amirah. She reached into the deepest part of herself, into the heart of shadow that had been with her since birth, and, to her astonishment, it obeyed her will. A transformation began. Her dark hair started to glow with a brilliant, silvery light, and her eyes, once the color of warm earth, turned as white and luminous as twin moons. Armed with her mother's ancestral blade and empowered by the goddess's divine blessing, Amirah returned to her kingdom, no longer a frightened princess, but a warrior ready to face the invaders who had brought so much pain. The final confrontation took place on the high cliffs of Indala, beneath a sky stained by a blood-red moon. The pale-faced men watched, their confidence wavering as they saw the transformed princess. Amirah raised her hand, her silver hair whipping in the wind, and the heavens answered her silent command. A torrent of moonfire, pure and powerful, roared across the sea, engulfing the iron ships that carried her people's sorrow and chains. In that fiery display, the Eclipse Stone, released from its captivity, flew across the water and back to her. But instead of returning to its pedestal, it merged directly with her spirit, becoming a part of her very being. The dawn that broke the next morning was unlike any Indala had ever seen before. It was a dawn of hope, of rebirth. Amirah was no longer just a princess. She had become the Eclipse Queen, the sworn guardian of both the light and the shadow. And even now, they say that when night falls and the moon hangs low and crimson in the sky, You can still hear her voice riding on the wind. A powerful message for all who feel lost in the dark. The darkness is not your enemy, it is your power, just waiting to be claimed. Thank you so much for joining me on this incredible journey into the world of Indola. If you loved this story, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and ring the bell so you never miss another adventure. See you in the next one.